David's anger was greatly kindled against the man. This is the man in the story. And he said to Nathan, "As the Lord lives, the man who has done this shall surely die. And he shall restore the land fourfold because he did this thing and because he had no pity." And Nathan said to David, "You are the man. You are the man in this story, David. So says Jehovah, the God of Israel. I anointed you king over Israel, and I delivered to you out of the hand of Saul. I gave you your master's house. I took Saul out and put you in, and put your master's wives into your arms. I also gave you the house of Israel and Judah. And if all that somehow seems insignificant, I would have given you so much more. Why have you shown contempt for the Lord's decrees by doing evil in my sight? You have struck down Uriah the Hittite with the sword, and you have taken his wife to be your own. You have killed him with the sword of the Ammonites." I want you to notice something here. God calls David a killer, even though David didn't swing the sword that struck down Uriah. Because notice how God's laws operate versus how man's law operates. David didn't want to personally have Uriah struck down by his own men or by his own hand, because then he would have been guilty of Uriah's blood on his hands. Then he would have been a murderer. So instead, he put Uriah on the front lines of the battlefield where the battle was most fierce. That was the command. Put him on the front lines where the battle was most fierce so that the Ammonites would kill him. And he can wash his hands of it and say, "Well, I didn't do it." But no, God calls him a killer because God doesn't just look at actions. God's law looks at intent and motive. God looks at intent and motive. You don't have to swing the axe or pull the trigger to be called a killer with God's law. God says if you planned it so that would be the result, you're a killer. You are just as guilty as the one who swung the axe or the sword.